What's up, guys? That 1 minute went fast.
We're used to that 5-minute timer. That 1 minute flies by.
That 1 minute goes quick.
Yeah, I'm used to that 1 minute.
I'm sure you are, Tiffany. I've gotten you pregnant multiple times with that 1 minute. So it's potent. It's potent.
You sure have. Good evening, everybody. Hi, Bill.
What's up, guys? Yeah, see lots of people.
Scuba.
Dan, what's up, buddy? Saw somebody said, I asked Tiffany, you didn't see this, but as I was scrambling in the 1 minute, hey, thanks, Tommy.
What did you do? Thanks, Tommy.
I asked for everybody to tell me their favorite gun. Somebody said an 8mm or something, 8mm Mauser. That's pretty cool.
Oh,
wow.
wow.
Bill Emmerich. Yeah, we were talking about you today, Bill.
Were you? Who was? Yeah. Oh, at the gun store.
Yeah. I said, you know that ugly guy that comes in?
Stop it. You're so rude. Bill, you're a very nice looking gentleman.
What the hell's that
I've never
mean?
seen him.
Oh, you've never seen him. No. Anthony says that he likes the 5.7. 5.7 is one of the funnest guns that I've ever shot.
5.7 is cool. Yep. Ryan used to have one.
And so I destroyed my business and had to sell it.
You have to sell it. Pay the bills.
Charles loves the Mini 30. That's very cool. What's up, Drop It Like a Scott? Haven't seen you in a while, buddy.
I, too, like the Mini 30.
You have never even shot a Mini 30.
I know, but I really like it.
Mini 14 you like.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, yes, you're right. It's the Mini 14. I really like the Mini 14.
Yeah.
So, yes, I would like to get one day. This is not permission to go buy one. That's not what I'm saying.
I can have one before this live stream is over.
That's not what I'm saying.
I'll get Scuba to handle it for me. Ugh. Scuba will get it.
I'm sure Scuba's got one already.
He actually does. Yeah,
exactly.
He keeps
he's got one of everything.
Wanting me to borrow it, but
what do you do? Oh, okay. Jackson wants to.
Yeah.
Hang on. Jackson wants to show the puppy.
It's our little puppy.
There's a little puppy. Okay. Do you want to come say hi, Jax, real quick? You don't got a shirt on, but that's okay.
Trump's on live. Okay, that guy better not be screwing with my live stream.
Trump is taking over our live stream.
You know, this is what the topic is about tonight. I mean, this is a big week about to happen. So let's jump into it. You know, you guys, before we even get to that, make sure you guys share this live stream on social media if you want to enter to win some amazing prizes. We've got some O-lights.
Wait, see this nice t-shirt I'm wearing?
Your boobs look super big in that shirt,
Ryan,
by the way.
Stop. So what I was going to say is the size, I'm wearing a size small.
Yeah.
So they're unisex shirts. I mean, they fit nice.
That's not unisex. That shirt has a sex.
Stop. So this is the nice t-shirt that we're going to be giving away tonight. So stay to enter the win. And then we're also going to be giving away a 21-day dry fire kit course and kit. So you got all the goodies and the course. And
Miguel asked if we're giving away the puppy.
No, not the puppy.
No, I'll give away the puppy if you give me $1,000. And we also got these dope sweatshirts in now.
Yeah,
so I was at...
Show them the back.
Okay.
I'm so impressed. Look at how nice that is. And the best thing about this sweatshirt is that it's super lightweight. Since we're in Florida, you don't want to wear that.
You're choking me. Will you let go of this freaking thing? So I was at the chiropractor today, and it's a new chiropractor, so they don't really know me or my vibe or whatever. So the doctor, he's like...
They'll learn quickly.
Yeah, you're gonna figure me out real quick, buddy. The doctor goes, I like your shirt. And I said, oh, okay.
Do you know what it means?
And he's like, yep, I agree with it. I don't talk about it at the office, but I agree with it. I'm like, okay. I like you just a little bit better now, doctor.
A little bit, a lot. I like
No, I'd like him a lot if he gave me a Percocet prescription.
Shut up. Stop it. Oh, gosh. I just fell off my chair. So in case some of you haven't noticed, I'm a little higher. I'm sitting on Ryan's gun safe so that I'm not so stinking short. Somebody asked, they were like, is Ryan really tall for that picture I posted? Is Ryan really tall or is Tiff really short?
Everybody, when they meet me in person that has never met me before, the first thing they say is you're a lot taller than I thought.
Oh, really? But you're not that tall. What are you, 6'4", 6'3"?
Yeah, something like that.
And I'm 5'4", which is not that short, but we do look, when we're standing by each other, I always have to look up.
She does. I couldn't imagine it. My neck would hurt having to do that. John Boy says, love the jacket. Yeah, it's pretty cool, man. I really like it. Okay. Cancel the 2A. So, we all know that tomorrow is the final election day for the Georgia Senate runoff race,
right?
Which is huge.
Huge.
So you remember, I think it was Chuck Schumer. Chuck Schumer said, first we take Georgia, then we change America.
Oh.
So that's kind of a weird comment. First we're going to take Georgia, and then we're going to change America. We all know what they want to change it to.
Right.
Socialism hell where everything is free. So that's happening tomorrow. I was listening to one of the candidates. His name's Perdue, and he said he's currently winning, so he's a Republican.
Okay.
But I think that's great. But Trump was winning too.
Means nothing
until they pulled out a bunch of ballots underneath the table.
I'm sure they got a whole boatload there. Quick.
Yeah, so I'm really curious to see what happens, and I think that if conservative win, it may be a big issue. But the bigger issue right now, on the 6th of January is when the Senate is supposed to confirm the Electoral College votes. And you guys have probably seen that Ted Cruz, along with several other senators, have kind of said, we're not just going to certify these results. And what I find interesting, I listen to Ted Cruz. A lot of people are saying, you're destroying democracy with Ted Cruz. Tell me what you guys think if what Ted Cruz is proposing is destroying our democracy or strengthening and supporting our democracy. He doesn't say we need to overturn the election results.
Right.
Which I agree with that.
Right.
We don't need to overturn it. Hey, thanks, Augie.
Thank you, Augie.
That's a drug dealer name. That's a drug dealer name. So I don't think we need to overturn the election results.
Right.
We need to understand what the hell happened.
And we need to make sure that it was a fair election, because that's what America is all about, right? We don't want to be like other countries that are crooked as hell that just decide and buy who they want to have.
But that's why Biden didn't campaign. Like, we're all wondering, how's this guy expect to win a presidential election sitting in his basement?
When he's at home sleeping.
He's down there playing Xbox or something.
Yeah. No, I agree. And that's the great thing about these senators that are saying that they're not going to certify the results. And that is I believe that they don't just want Trump to win. I think, yes, they do want him, but they don't just want Trump to win. They also want to make sure that it was a fair, I was going to say fair trial, fair election, and that every legal vote was counted.
And, Greg said at least Ted has a pair. I kind of agree with you.
I agree, because some are caving.
I think most are caving. I think judges are caving.
Yep.
I think the entire system is caving.
Yep.
Because you have to remember, right? If they found out that this was wide-scale fraud, has a presidential candidate ever been overturned, an election been overturned because of fraud?
No.
I don't know,
I don't think so. I think we would know about that if it was.
If it happened, the rioting that would happen in our streets today, it would make these BLM riots in the summer, this would be
look like
child's
Mickey
play.
Mouse. Yeah,
that would be the warm-up compared to what it would be if they found fraud and they said Trump was president again. It'd be chaos.
Yes. So, go ahead. I don't know what else.
Wait, you did the hand motion like you had something important to say.
I thought I had something important today.
So what's happening in D.C. right now, Tiff? So Trump is basically saying just wait till the 6th.
Yeah, there's a ton of people going up there. I know a lot
of people?
So Trump supporters are, going up. There's a lot of the women for Trump. There's a whole bunch of groups that are going up. I know the couple groups that we're in. They have, caravans going, and people had, hotels booked and stuff like that. And
but they're going up there for a stop the steal kind of protest in DC.
Right, exactly.
Right?
Yeah. So they want to show support and they want to be there and to just voice their concern that this should not get certified and go through without making sure that it is 100% legit, which I think, as American people, we have that right to stand up and say, hey.
Yeah, and you know what Ted Cruz is calling for, and I guess maybe this is what's in the Constitution, or this is what he was saying on the interview today. It's very fair. It's very interesting. So they're talking about 5 congresspeople, 5 senators, and I believe 5 Supreme Court justices to all be on this Electoral College review board to review, did this stuff happen properly? And he said, we want Democrats, we want Republicans. Right. We just want to figure out, was this legal or was it not?
Yeah, so they're not asking for anything absurd. They are not calling, they are just wanting to know the truth.
Yeah.
And I think that's commendable. I think that's what should happen. I think that's why America has been so great. And I think that's how we'll continue to be great.
Yeah, like I said multiple times before, every time we talk about this subject, if Biden won, then he won.
Yep,
we're all just going to move on. Yep. And, it's funny. People all over social media, you guys have all seen it. They say, where are all the Trump people at? We're at home taking care of our children.
Right. Yeah.
And we have work in the morning, which is why we're not out doing stupid stuff. And we're
not voting for free stuff.
Yeah. So we're taking care of our stuff. And if we lost, listen, I don't expect to win all the time. If we lost, we lost. Yeah. But at least we want to lose fair.
Yes. 100%.
At least we want to lose in a system.
Yeah, because I mean, look what happened when, Obama got voted in. What did we do?
Nothing. I was like,
we went to bed a little sour, woke up, went to work, and that was it.
Bought some guns.
Yeah, we did buy some guns, but then that was it. We went about our everyday lives, and that's what we'd continue to do if Biden was in. But has to be fair.
Yeah, so Tom says free stuff. Your wife is right. I saw this person on social media that said, landlords are scumbags and housing is a human right. And I thought, isn't that fascinating that is exactly what our culture is today? You want to know what? Housing is not a human right. The housing that you're entitled to is public housing in a housing project. And Tiffany and I met working in a housing project for an inner city ministry.
We did. That's where we met 17 years ago. Ryan was driving the school bus with busted out windows. I would sit in the back with the kids and
try not to breathe too much exhaust.
The exhaust would come in. I'd get really dizzy back there. That's how I fell in love, because he started to look, all wavy and stuff. I was like,
the brain damage.
Yeah, maybe he fall in love with me. Maybe he is cute a little bit.
Maybe my acne scars aren't that bad.
Oh, sweetie. So anyway, what the Bible says is, you don't work, you don't eat.
And I wholeheartedly agree with that.
I do too.
You don't work, you don't eat.
And I want to say, there's been a lot of people, and I really commend them, who used to be on government assistance, and then they decided, you know what, I'm going to get off of this, I'm going to start working for myself. And they just said what a difference, how they felt about themselves, and they realized how being in that system really sucked them in, and how being on the other side and working for what you have gives you so much, pride and pleasure.
For a couple reasons here, right? Number one, human beings need to have something that you're fighting for and pushing towards.
Yeah.
Humans need to be working.
Yeah.
We need, Tiffany will tell you, I get very depressed when I stop, and very upset, very angry.
So annoying.
When I stop pushing towards a new goal. If I take a break, even a week vacation, I start getting depressed, feeling bad about myself, which is why we're in Hawaii. And last year, we're in Hawaii and I'm writing a book.
Yeah.
And while the kids are playing, it's fine. It's just a couple minutes, an hour or whatever. I sit there and I'm writing a book on my phone.
Because he always has to feel like he's doing something productive.
At least moving forward a bit, right?
Working towards something, which I really admire. And I think that, I think that's what you're supposed to do as the man.
But I agree.
Yeah.
But I think that there's too many people that think shit should be free.
Yeah.
And the reality is no one deserves anything in life.
And nobody owes you anything.
Nobody owes you anything. And the bottom line is anyone in America, everybody talks about how terrible America is. America is the greatest country on the planet, because America is the only place you can start from nothing. Like Drake said, I started from the bottom, now I'm here.
Yeah.
So you can start
say Drake,
from
I was
nothing.
going to say Dinesh D'Souza, because he talks
Dinesh
about
D'Souza,
that.
Yeah.
Dinesh.
So, it just, Lewis is from Brazil.
Oh,
cool.
Hey, we have friends from Brazil.
Carlos says clickbait. Clickbait.
No, Carlos.
It's not clickbait.
It's not clickbait.
So, America, you really can't do anything. There's a reason why so many people risk their lives and their families' lives to come here. Yep. And it's absolutely insane. So tell everybody what's going on with BLM and what they're proposing now. This is a tweet from BLM. It's hard for me to read because I'm a little bit far away.
Oh, I can read it if you want,
go.
but I got to scoot up here. So excuse me. So it says, hang on, I got to move my mic. It says, so they're tagging the police department, and it says, have shut down H Street to cars and foot traffic. No one can access the Black Lives Matter memorial fence. Continue to call the hotels that are accommodating Trump extremists and demand that they shut their doors down to keep DC safe. And then another tweet that the Black Lives Matter was on their page said, so they're tagging a bunch of hotels, and they said, your silence is violence for honoring reservations to Trump extremists that are coming to DC to cause racist hurt and harm. Call the hotels below and tell them to say no to racism and hate.
I find it super comical that the organization that has been responsible for, I believe it was $2 billion worth of damage in 2020.
Was it that much? Whew.
It was a lot. It's a big number. I don't know 100%, but I'm trying to think back from an article. But it is a lot of number. An organization that's responsible for burning down buildings, lighting cars on fire, intimidating people, beating them to death in the street is trying to tell us that we are violent.
Okay, so he's saying our t-shirts are the bomb. So these are available on our website. I'm wearing a size small. There's been a few people that said it. I'm wearing a size small and Ryan wears a size large. They're true to size though.
But let me tell you about the sweatshirt because we just got the sweatshirt.
The sweatshirts, order one size up.
One size bigger because it says a little bit tight.
Yeah, Ryan doesn't like his clothing tight. It's kind of like skinny jeans. But what I was going to say is what I am sick and tired of, everybody, every side doing this, okay? I am sick and tired of people lump summing everybody. All Trump supporters are extremists. All of them are racist. All of them, this. But then it's also done on the other side, and it's done for everything. And it drives me crazy. All police are bad. All police are racist. It's such bullcrap that we keep lumping everybody into these things, and that's what's getting people into trouble, is lumping everybody into one, big, whatever you want to call it.
Sure.
It pisses me off.
But again, it goes back to not taking responsibility for your own actions.
Yeah,
So it goes back to somebody who has a knife. I believe it was that dude in Philadelphia. He's got a knife. He's not listening to the police, running at the police with a knife, gets shot and killed, and we're going to protest and burn buildings down because a criminal with a deadly weapon attacked a police officer.
So, right.
Am I an idiot here? Do I not comprehend something?
No, but this is the thing that also pisses me off to no end, is that then the people that actually are murdered.
Real victims of racism.
Yeah, real victims of racism, real victims of police, brutality. It's like they're completely lost in the shuffle because all of these other stories of criminals that are, disobeying. And I mean, what do you expect a police officer to do when you're doing that? And that's what they're trained to do. Yeah. They don't know you from the hole in the ground.
It's the boy who cried wolf kind of mindset, right?
So you're doing an injustice, though, to the people who actually are, experiencing racism and police brutality. And that pisses me off because those families, I feel like they don't have a voice, and their kids' picture isn't being painted on a wall, and their kids' picture isn't being shared all over social media. Instead, it's
Yeah, did you see they made a Breonna Taylor mural or statue of Breonna Taylor in LA?
No, I didn't know that.
And then somebody smashed it, which I don't think somebody should smash it.
No, I don't agree with that.
So if somebody decides to make it, it's on their property. They have a right to have whatever the hell they want. What I'm shocked about is somebody who is living with the drug dealer, caught on the phone talking to a person in prison about dealing drugs and involved in illegal activities that were making a statue to honor that person. Just seems very strange to me.
Right.
But anyway, this has been a strange year. 2020 has been very strange.
It has been strange. I'm glad that it's over.
You have a feeling about what, Tiffany? I kind of caught you off guard there.
Yeah, I was going to say, I have a feeling that 2021 is not going to be a whole lot better.
It's going to be a lot worse if they keep wanting to shut the economy down and stuff. Yeah. So, hey guys, if you have a question that you would like to ask, simply submit your question to www.tampacarry.com/live. You can enter those questions via text. You can submit it via video, which is really what we'd like.
Yes.
So I think what we're going to do.
We really want this to happen.
Okay, I do. And I want some tonight. Tonight is my goal so that we can talk about it next week, right?
Right.
So, and we're not talking about anything crazy here. Make sure you have clothing on. That is a requirement of mine.
Please.
Unless you're hot. So clothing, I'm teasing. I was talking about something else. So just take your phone and just say, hey, Ryan, Tiff, whatever.
And ask your question.
Am I allowed to have a gun in my car at a kid's school or whatever?
Yeah, and so at tampacarry.com /live. So very easy. Then you can upload your video there, and then the next live stream, we can play it and answer your video. And we are going to do something very special. We're
going to do a giveaway just for people that submit a video question.
Yep, we're going to do a giveaway
only if you submit a question.
For a t-shirt. And it'll be, you can pick whatever t-shirt you want on our storefront. And I think we've got close to 60.
But the requirement is I have slept in that shirt nude already.
Gross.
Okay, first question comes from Eric. Why do you and other gun channels promote and support the unconstitutional ATF laws? What do you think Eric's talking about?
I don't know, because we don't really support stuff.
Yeah,
but I mean, there are certain things. I think he might be talking about when we had the gun store and we had what's it called?
We had a straw purchase, so people that were buying guns illegally and smuggling them into Haiti.
Yep.
And we had an undercover operation where they came and they arrested these people.
So criminals and drug dealers would, kill and intimidate families and steal all their belongings and stuff like that. So we called ATF and we let them know that we thought this person was very fishy. But that's not unconstitutional, because that was a convicted felon. Right.
Out of the state of New York. They're doing illegal stuff and they're putting guns in the hands of evil people, drug dealers, and that's not okay.
Right.
So he may be talking about that. Other people have kind of criticized me because I own a bunch of NFA firearms, short barrel rifles. I have a bunch of suppressors, and
I was going to say, just really quick, because some people are new to the channel and they're kind of beginners in the gun world, so they don't know what an NFA item is.
So the National Firearms Act was a law that was passed in 1934 that regulates certain firearms that the Supreme Court deemed as uncommon and dangerous. So
that's going to be your SBR, short barrel rifles. That's going to be your
machine gun
suppressors and full auto machine guns.
Right. So, so people have said, the fact that you pay those taxes, I'm going to buy more. I was looking at a suppressor today. So, I'm going to buy more because you know what? I like them and I can afford it. And that's kind of the luxury that I have. So if you think that's supporting an unconstitutional law, now let me tell you though, Eric, I do think the NFA Act should be repealed. It shouldn't exist. It's bullshit.
And
it is
none of those things are used in crimes anyway.
Sure, but it's simply a way for the gun. Number one, what the hell does that mean? Uncommon and dangerous. So you're telling me that a suppressor is more dangerous than my AK-47 that I have? The suppressor doesn't do anything.
Yeah.
So how is that more dangerous than an AK-47? I think it's dumb. I think the purpose of the NFA Act was to make it so expensive for law-abiding citizens to become gun owners.
Well, because back in the early 1900s when they did this, $200 was a massive amount of money.
Well, today it would be $3,800.
Yeah, so $3,800. I'm just going to tell you right now, if it was $3,800
today,
I'm not
I probably wouldn't own any.
And I'm not letting you.
Yeah.
You're going to buy me diamonds instead.
Yeah, it'd be a freaking blood diamond. Diamond I got to smuggle in my asshole across the border.
Gross.
Okay, so hopefully that, answers your question, Eric. I support law enforcement. I believe that there are bad people in society and the bad people need to get stopped. Sometimes we need an organization like ATF whose only focus is supposed to be, it's not though, but it's supposed to be stopping bad guys with guns.
Yeah.
But what happens with everything, with every business, with every organization, is they tend to get overly bloated.
Yep.
They get a massive budget, and now they're like, shit, we've got all this extra money. What do we do?
Or the wrong person gets in there.
You get some lunatic in California who says, you know what? I'm going to buy a polymer 80 kit on the internet. And then, oh my God, it took me 21 minutes to assemble it.
Yeah.
We're going to call this an NFA or call this a firearm, and we're going to file lawsuits and raid this place. So that's the stuff they shouldn't be doing.
Right.
But they should be going after the drug cartels. They should be going after the criminals, and they should be enforcing the firearms laws that we already have. So if we have the laws, the only way to stop it is for Congress and the Senate to repeal it. They need to enforce the laws that we currently have before we start bitching and complaining, demanding that we have all these new laws, in my opinion. Okay, question number 2 comes from James. He says, I live in South Florida, and I understand there is a bill before committee for constitutional carry. Yes. Did you know that? Did I tell you? Okay.
I do know that because it's Sabini, and he does it every year.
Every year, yeah. If you know who I can contact to support the action, I would appreciate it. Also, defining constitutional carry would be very helpful. So constitutional carry is basically this concept, this idea that because owning and possessing a firearm is a right granted to all people by God, and it is codified in our Bill of Rights, why should we, again, this goes back to taxing something that's a right? By people being forced to attend a concealed carry permit course, by people being forced to apply and ask permission to carry a gun.
To pay money to the government to process their application.
And then to have their application take 3+ months. I had a young girl, she came with her dad on Saturday, and she had just been attacked 2 days ago. So now this young girl's got to wait. She's probably 21, 22. She's got to wait 3 months to get her permit. She's freaking terrified. She needs a gun now.
Right.
So thankfully she can have a gun in her car, but that doesn't help when you're walking in and out, right?
Yeah, totally. So constitutional carry, it bypasses all that, and that you are just allowed to carry a gun.
Just allowed to carry a gun. As long as you're not a prohibited person.
A prohibited person. So it's still, there are still those guidelines where you have to kind of, be able to pass the background check type thing.
Now, Sabini, is that his name?
It's Anthony Sabini. Yeah, he files this every year for like the last probably 4 or 5 years.
Now, I know, James, you asked in the question there, who can you contact to show your support? I don't know if it really matters, to be honest. This is my opinion. I don't understand this stuff super well. But the way that it works is a bill has to get submitted either in the House of Representatives or the Senate, and then a committee studies the bill, and then they hold a bunch of hearings on the bill. Then if it passes that committee, the other chamber, thank you,
the jerk, 85.
So then the other committee would have to go through the same process. So if the Senate started it, then the House would have to go through it again. It would have to pass that. Then both chambers would have to review the language of the bill and approve it. And then the governor has to sign it. So this isn't like they're taking our votes or anything.
Right, because it doesn't get to that ever, because it gets shut down in its tracks every year. So how can we help support that? Keep voting Republican. Vote Republican.
Vote pro-gun people.
Vote pre-gun people, so that when there's enough pro-gun people in there, they're going to pass that sucker.
What's my what did I ask you 2 years ago and you told me no?
Oh, what, to run?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, Ryan thinks one day he's going to run. He's got too much dirt. You got too much dirt.
I do have a lot of dirt.
And you openly admitted on YouTube, and it's still up there, that you crapped your pants.
That doesn't matter.
People aren't going to take you serious.
I will get elected because of that.
Well, I'll tell you this. In the pictures of me, someone said, "Why does your wife dress like a politician's wife?"
So anyway, I might run one day. I've already talked to campaign managers. I've talked to...
I said, I'm not interested.
You just said the other day, a couple days ago.
Because I was so mad over everything that's happening. I'm like, maybe you should run, but then I retracted.
Okay, whatever. We'll figure it out.
Thank you, Renee.
Thank you, Renee. Can you carry ammo over state lines? Renee, it actually depends on what type of ammunition and what state you're going into. So if you're going into a state like New Jersey is very strict when it comes to hollow point ammunition. You cannot have hollow point ammunition. So do not bring it in. They're the only state that actually restricts it, to my knowledge. But every other state, it's pretty irrelevant.
Yeah, but you can definitely Google it wherever you're going. Just Google that state ammunition laws, and it'll pull up and show you.
And I should also caveat that with saying, there's some type of ammunition that is illegal in certain states. So like here in Florida, there's 5 different types of ammunition that are illegal in Florida. So those are flechette rounds, bolo shells, dragon's breath. And some other ones I can't remember, but it's in my book. If you have my book, you can read it.
Yeah, I think she does have your book.
Okay. All right. So Steve says, with the ATF reclassifying lower receivers in 1 to 3 years, would it be better to focus near purchases on lowers and uppers, or with that change, will they also make uppers become numbered? What do you think? Steve, interesting question. I had actually not even heard of this. So when I saw that question, I was like, what the hell is this guy talking about? So I Googled it real quick, and there was an article, I forget which website, I think it was like Ammo Land or something like that. But there was a judge in California that looked at the legal definition of what a firearm is, and then looked at a stripped lower and said this stripped lower is not classified as a gun.
As a gun, yeah.
Which is fascinating because it's always been a gun, right?
And it's always what the serial number's on.
So what the language of that article, and again, this is just an article, so it means very little. The language of the article was that basically an upper receiver is what was more well-defined as the actual firearm. So that's probably what this person is talking about.
Okay.
And probably saw a YouTube video where somebody said they're going to reclassify it. There's no telling what they're going to do or how they're going to do it. here's the bottom line. Was it Steve?
Yeah.
So here's the bottom line, Steve. Whatever you want to get, you need to get.
Yeah.
And then you need to buy more.
Yeah, I agree. Whatever you want to get it now.
But just know that there could very well come a day when a lot of this stuff is highly regulated or flat out illegal.
Yeah.
So, you know, or
taxed grossly.
What I don't want to happen, you guys remember, like 1986 is when the Firearm Owners Protection Act passed, and that's when you could no longer manufacture new machine guns in America for citizens. So, you know, before that, you could buy an M60 for $600. I actually met a guy, bought one in the late 70s for $600. Yeah. And today, depending on which M60 it is, they could be 25 grand. They could be $60,000. Mm-hmm. So if something like that happens, I'm happy with the fact that I've got a dozen ARs and a dozen or two strip lowers because I want to be able to have all that stuff now. So if there's something you want, you need to get
it. Can I just say something to this comment? So wait, don't move it. So Jack Jeebs says, the blue don't back patriots, not backing them. This is the issue that I have, what I mentioned earlier about lumping everybody into one thing and saying the blue doesn't back patriots, because there are a lot of blue that back patriots.
And you got to think
there are a lot that don't, but there are a lot of
Democrats in the military, a lot of Democrats in law enforcement.
Yep.
So those are patriots.
Yeah. So, I mean, that, you know, I understand that a lot of people think that, but I have a big problem with lumping everybody, saying that,
sure.
You know. So
yeah,
I think we need to stop doing that because it gets us in trouble.
Yeah, I think it closes off your mind a bit to be able to receive and really just talk. You know, it's interesting, but we train a lot of Democrats, a lot of liberal people.
A lot.
I've had lots of like BLM supporters and stuff in the class.
Yep.
And I actually really enjoy talking to them if they're calm.
Yeah.
Because, you know, I believe it's extremely dangerous to have one way of thinking. Extremely dangerous.
Yeah.
If we had one party, the Republican Party, that would destroy America. We need different ideas and different mindsets. Now, I may not agree with your mindset,
right,
but there's lots of times, like let's just say yesterday I was doing something and I was freaking pissed.
Very pissed.
I was pissed at a person.
And
I was going to blow this person up. But then Tiffany was like, Ryan.
His calm wife, the voice of reasoning.
She said, will you just calm down and think for a second?
Thanks, Dan.
Hey, thanks, Dan. We appreciate you, buddy.
I said, just honey, calm down. You know, think about it in a different way. Put yourselves in their shoes. Understand that it's not intentional. And sometimes we need to do that without just jumping down on people and having our own agenda always.
Sure.
And, you know, just listen to the other side. And I think if we could get better at listening.
And I've shared this story before, but I went to a conference in Baltimore and I met this woman. I don't remember her name, but she was like an environmentalist, vegan type person, which I am not that, okay?
Yeah.
And
not at all.
And anti-gun and just a lot of stuff. So her and I were talking one night, and she was telling me about granite. They're destroying the granite in the earth and all this different stuff. And I thought, you know, it's interesting. I don't ever think about that. I couldn't care less, to be honest. Don't care. No. I like my granite countertop, and I'm going to keep buying them.
And we eat meat, lots of it.
But it's interesting. We need people to think about that kind of stuff.
Yep.
Because I sure as shit am not.
Yep.
Now, it doesn't mean I agree with everything you have to say. I don't agree with this whole let's destroy our economy for climate change. The climate has been changing throughout history.
Yeah, and it's going to change. You can't stop everything. We got to live. You know?
So anyway, my point is we can't be so myopic that we only have one way of thinking and we can't think about other things.
Somebody said, L. Jetson says, when are you going to have the girlfriend on? Is there something that I don't know about here?
Okay, next question.
Oh my gosh.
Comes from Zach. He says, I am someone who is between the ages of 18 and 21 and collect antique firearms since I cannot purchase firearms from dealers due to rush legislation from 2018. Fortunately, Florida is a great place for antique firearms since it is the only state that he's aware of that extends the date of manufacture to in or before 1918 versus the federal 1898. Unfortunately, many people don't know about this. When I mentioned this to my licensed gun seller, I think what that means, I don't know. They were not aware of this and they didn't take me seriously. It is hard to communicate this fact with both dealers and private sellers since I'm under 21 and the perception.
That's a mouthful.
This is the last time I took a question like this, Zach. So since my age, how do you change and kind of have this conversation? I think it starts with just intelligence, and I think you just have to kind of bring the statutes. Bring this.
Hang on. Sorry, thank you, Tank Ace 653. Thank you so much. We appreciate you. We'll come back to your it doesn't have a question. Thank you so much.
Okay. So, I think it's just about providing the statutes, but the reality is, in my opinion, we'll caveat it with that, a 18-year-old person is allowed to purchase a firearm in the state of Florida legally through a private seller based on the way the legislation is written, because that 21 thing...
If they have a valid Florida ID, they're a Florida resident.
Right, and not a prohibited person.
The
way the age restriction to 21 reads is it says a person under the age of 21 cannot buy a firearm from a licensed dealer. But it doesn't say can't buy a firearm, period.
Right.
It just says from a licensed dealer, So I would check into that. I don't think it's that big of a deal, but I think it just boils down to knowledge. Make sure that you're smart. Bring the paperwork and the statutes, but still, it's up to them on whether they want to sell it to you or not.
And some private sellers are going to say, no, I'm not doing it, and others won't. So, if you're looking at, Arms List or anything like that, just ask them beforehand. Say, look, I'm 18. This is, this is the law.
I know that. So, and also I met somebody at the mall one time to sell him a gun. And when the guy started walking up to me, I was like, nope. I ain't selling you a gun, bro.
Why?
So it was just a weird vibe. It was just
feeling?
sketchy. Yeah, it was just weird.
Yeah.
So I just said, I'm not selling you the gun. And I just left.
Yeah.
So I didn't even give him an opportunity to defend himself. So people have a right to do that. I'm not going to sell you the gun if I think you seem like a very strange, chaotic person. But I sold the gun a year ago or so to some guys, a little old man in a parking lot. And he was cool, talked, chatted for a bit, and then we moved on. So
Ryan 2024. Nope.
Yeah. Hey, if you guys enjoy our live streams, make sure you sign up for our text message alert. Simply text sheepdog to 81257. That's sheepdog to 81257, and you will get notified right before
the live stream starts.
Who does that say? What does Renee say?
Renee.
I got to 1.9 million.
I got 1.9 mil. I don't know what that means.
I don't know. Lend a brother some money. Victor.
Oh, maybe it's because we're at 1,900 viewers. Hey, we have 1,900 viewers right now.
Oh, let's talk about...
Why don't you guys click the like button for us? Because that helps us beat the
comment.
Yeah, it helps us beat the gun YouTube algorithm when we have likes and comments. So, sounds like a small thing to do, but just by doing that, you actually help the gun community. You really do.
Yeah.
Because it helps to show our video in
Spread
more
the word,
spots.
right?
Yeah,
and that's what they're trying to do.
And then there's times when somebody who's not really pro-gun will come across our channel or somebody else's gun channel, and they'll just really click with that person, and they'll actually, start to listen and kind of understand our point of view. So it really does help the gun community. So stop, go hit the like button, and come back.
Okay.
I like you, Tiff. Well, Pittsburgh Landing, I like you too. I was just thinking, I'm probably like the only Canadian that's always like wearing American shirts. American.
But you're an American now. Like you're still a Canadian citizen.
Hey,
thanks, Dr. T.
Dr. T, thank you so much.
That's a guy who can get me some Percocet.
So if you want to submit your question, like how we had those questions, those people submitted their questions earlier today. So you have all week to submit your questions at www.tampacarry.com/live. Very easy. There's a form there. You just click it. You can fill out a text question or you can upload a video. And anybody who uploads a video next week will have a chance to win. And there's probably only going to be like 4 or 5.
Yeah, there won't be many.
So you've got a good chance. And you can pick any t-shirt from our website. I believe we have close to 50 or 60 designs. So there's a lot to choose from for men and women.
But all the nipple holes are going to be cut out of the t-shirt.
Gosh,
we do
Ryan.
that for aerodynamics.
Okay, next question.
Lucas. Hey, my first question is, I have an AR-15 pistol and 5.56. Do you guys think it would be good to put a silencer for home defense? Second question is, I'm trying to get into long-distance shooting. What rifle would you recommend for that type of shooting? Okay, thanks, Victor. So first, if you have an AR pistol, you have to be cautious with the suppressor at what barrel length you have.
Yeah.
So you really, if you have a 7-inch 5.56, you cannot put a suppressor on that.
Yeah, it has to be at least a 10, right?
Even a 10.5, the bullet comes out a little bit unstable. I had a 10.5. I shot suppressed multiple times, but it was still a little bit rocky. Really, you kind of want to be at an 11, a 14.5 to have a suppressor.
Right.
Now, if you have a 300 blackout, that bullet is a lot more stable.
Right.
I have a 300 blackout with a suppressor, and that I can shoot consistently. I've actually never told Tiffany this. You ready to break this on the live stream right now? I freaking destroyed one of my suppressors.
How did you destroy it? You're an idiot.
Had a baffle strike.
Really?
Yeah.
Because you put it on a short barrel?
So I took, because I have...
suppressor, not an AAC.
It is, yeah. But it's free to fix. I just haven't sent it in.
Whatever.
Yeah. Now you don't care that it's free?
Well, if it's free to fix, why do I care?
You know, the problem is because they're all the same color. They're all black.
Oh, you put the wrong freaking caliber on?
Yeah, I took my 5.56 suppressor and put it on a gun that had a 300 barrel on it.
And
shot it, and I was like,
idiot.
what the fuck is that?
You're an idiot.
I know, I'm an idiot.
Why didn't you like...
I'm going to Cerakote it once I get it fixed.
Put a dot of nail polish on it.
It was happening too fast.
I mean, do something.
Yeah, just me being an idiot. So welcome to my life, people.
Oh, my gosh.
So then Lucas also goes on to say, there's Victor. Sorry. Victor goes on to say, what kind of rifle for long-distance shooting? Bro, there are so many different guns for long-distance shooting.
Okay,
it's not even
but just
funny.
pick, if you were going to get into long-distance shooting, what would you get?
Barrett MRAD. It depends on how much money you have.
Oh, no. You're not
Barrett MRAD.
You are not getting a Barrett MRAD.
I will tell you right now.
Ryan's going to pick something else for you because he's not going to pick a $10,000 gun.
It's not $10,000. It's $4,000.
Okay. 6.
Okay. So a Remington 700, if you're just getting started, a Remington 700
I had the
is
nicest
a very...
Remington 700.
You did have a nice one.
I had such a nice one. Oh.
Yeah, we had to
So Remington 700, what about like
a good thick bull barrel?
A 338 or something.
I don't think they make a 700 in such a large action like that. So a 308, you want to start.
No, Lapua is, what is it?
338 Lapua Magnum, yeah.
Okay.
I don't think they have that. I don't think they have that in a 700. But a Remington, I would start with the 700. That's probably the most popular. 30-06, 308.
308.
Something like that, and you'll definitely be very happy.
Oh, thank you very much, Dr. T.
We appreciate you, bud. Yeah, the Sig Cross in 6.5. So Melvin, my buddy actually has one. Ooh. He was going to let me borrow it. Ooh. It is sexy, Jeff.
Oh.
It is sexy. But, Nut and Fancy discovered they were shooting it. The first day it was fine. Second day shooting it in the desert, so a lot of dirt, a lot of crap and stuff. They pulled the trigger and nothing happened, I believe. I may be saying this wrong. But then they touched the bolt and the gun discharged. So I asked Jeff, I said, was the safety engaged? And he said the safety was off, but as soon as they touched the bolt, it fired. So now Sig is doing a massive recall of that gun.
What caliber was that, a 6.5?
6.5 Creedmoor, which is like the hot caliber right now.
It's the hot caliber right now?
Hot caliber, everybody.
Can you even get Creedmoor right now?
Who knows? Probably.
I very much doubt it.
Yeah, so Jaron, he wants an MRAD chambered in 338 Norma. The gun store has a MRAD right now chambered in 308 with a barrel for 338 Lapua. And they came up to me one day and they said, hey, Ryan, we've got this gun and we want to sell it. Are you interested? And I said, yes, I'll buy it. I'll pay. I can find it right now on the internet for $4,000. So I said, I'll pay a little bit under that, $3,500. I'll buy it. They want $6,000 right now, but I'm just weeding them down.
You're just
every time I go to the gun store, I'm like, that's a piece of shit. That gun right there is a piece of shit.
Go on to the next question, please, sweetheart.
Okay, this is from Joel. Is it Joel?
No, Joel. Joel.
Okay.
Well, are you? What's the matter with you, Joel? Come on.
Lots of stuff. We don't have that much time.
That is a very normal. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, what's the best AR-15 for under $800?
Oh, 300 Win Mag. Yeah, you didn't say that. 300 Win Mag
300
is
Win
good
Mag
too.
is good. So there are lots of good AR-15s. Most of them are not under $800. But I will tell you this. My buddy Kyle... He is at...
gun is so beautiful.
Did your nipples just get hard?
Stop.
Okay, my buddy Kyle over at Bunker Depot in Seffner. I go to a lot of gun stores.
Yep.
I'm a pretty astute
firearm
connoisseur.
Look at that gun.
It's a sexy gun, dude. Maybe Kyle will give us a deal on it.
Oh, maybe.
Because Tiffany wants that gun, Kyle.
Hi,
she
Kyle.
wants it bad. Yeah, she wants it bad. So anyway, I go to a lot of gun stores, and I walked into Kyle's last week sometime, and I was like, bro, you have a ton of carbines. Like, where are you getting this stuff? He said just today.
And look at how nice they are.
They're super nice.
And they're not expensive.
He's got a Spikes Tactical for $999. And I said to him.
So pre-corona prices.
No, hold on a second. He's got a micro Draco pistol for $900. And I said to him, I said, do you understand that these are stupid prices?
Right.
Kyle, do you understand that nobody is charging this? Like that Draco pistol would be $1,500, right. $1,700 everywhere else. And he's like, yeah, I don't. This is when you find a good gun store. And I say this lots of times, right? You got to find a gun store where you trust the people, and you got to find a gun store where you can just have a good relationship, because that's where you're going to get the good deals.
Right.
So he said, I just want to sell the guns for a fair price, sell them quick, so people come back.
Right.
And I said, bro. Good
logic.
I think it's good logic. I think it's very smart. So in my opinion, Victor, right? Joel.
No, Joel.
In my opinion, whatever his name is. So Joel, in my opinion, I would say save up a little bit more money, bud. I think I was looking at Core 15. Core 15's like good carbines basically start at about $850 or so.
Yeah, Wyndham weaponry.
Even the Wyndham weaponries are $1,000 now.
Yeah.
The Stags are
Does the Palmetto State have stuff?
They're pretty backlogged.
Yeah.
Stag does have a good AR-15, good mil-spec AR for $850.
If you're in the area, I don't know where you're from, Joel, but if you're in the kind of Tampa Bay area, Bunker Depot is close by, and go there and stop in and see our friend Kyle there, and he's got something for you.
He's got a bunch of stuff.
Yep. So.
Okay, Bunker Depot in the chat, probably.
And you can even feel free to buy that pretty rainbow AR and
leave it at my address.
Leave it at my address.
It's not a straw purchase because I will not pay you.
Yeah, exactly. It's a gift.
Okay. Next question. Oh, we talked about that. Josue. He says, what if I'm in my backyard minding my own business? Somebody breaks into my yard. Can I shoot them if I feel that my life is in danger?
Well, Jose, you can't just shoot someone because they walk on your property. The only way that you can feel like your life is in danger is if you actually feel like you are an imminent
there has to be a reasonable belief of imminent death.
So that person has to have like a gun in their hand. They have to have a machete in their hand.
Or a brick threatening to smash you in the head with it.
But I mean, not just walking with a brick. It's your neighbor. Like, hey, this got knocked over the fence.
Hey, I found this brick.
You know, but I mean, it has to be something where you literally feel that within seconds, this person is going to take your life or attack you in a manner which is considered a forcible felony. So I would say, you know, someone just walking in your back, the best thing to say is, hey, what's up, man? You know, and then stop. What are you doing here? And start calling out commands. So
yeah, so Keith says High Point AR-15 is $19.99. They're at Big Lots.
Yeah.
They got 3 left.
3 left. Hey, yeah. I was going to say, if Big Lots was selling them for $19.99, I'd buy one. We had the High Point carbines, and they're actually not too bad to shoot, to tell you the honest truth.
They're still bad.
Yeah, well, I know, but $20, I'd buy it.
Yeah. Okay, so this guy at the gun store the other day, we were just kind of chatting. He's like, yeah, man, I'm totally into guns, man, hardcore. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. What do you carry? And he's like, Taurus G2C.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, okay. Your respect went from here.
Yeah. Oh, thank you so much, Mike.
Hey, thanks, Mike. We appreciate you, buddy.
Okay, next question.
This guy, grounded Earth, because apparently his parents either hate him or he's like on a terror watch list. He can't give me a real name. But he says, my concern is those untalked about gray areas. Let's say where on your property and you draw your firearm because you feel threatened, issue verbal commands. If you order them to lay down and stay while you call the police, how can you forcibly keep them there at that point? You can't shoot them if they try to run away, which is true. Mm-hmm. If they decide not to listen and retreat, just curious your thoughts. I tend to keep a GoPro close by and attach a certain gear to help you with kind of the court case. Yeah. You know, it's very true. It's a great point. Grounded Earth, he said, my name is Jared.
Oh, okay. Oh, thank you, Jared.
Is that your real name? Okay. So, Jared, you know, I think you make a great point. I do think it's smart if we can yell commands, get that dude on the ground, and try to neutralize it with as little force as necessary. Yeah. But if that guy decides, you know, I'm not listening to you, I'm getting up and I'm leaving, there isn't much you can do.
Yeah, you let him get up and you get as much, you know, information about him as you can, and then you call 911.
And it's he went to Jared. So it's about keeping yourself safe, right? So it's about just getting out of that danger zone. But here's the thing I would really encourage. The bigger part of the question, Jared, is the GoPro thing. I know in your mind, in everybody's mind, they think the more video evidence I have, the better.
I'm interested to hear this because I've been thinking about getting you a GoPro, not a GoPro, a dash cam.
No, I do want a dash cam.
Okay.
I do want a dash cam. I think that makes sense.
Okay.
But what I was going to say is the way that this Florida stand your ground law is written right now is the burden of proof is on the prosecutor's office.
Right.
and it is up to the prosecutor to provide clear and convincing evidence that you were not in fear of great bodily harm, imminent death, or the imminent commission of a forcible felony. So just imagine, just imagine right now you have no video and you just have a dead guy and you saying there, hey, listen, man, you know, the guy tried to stab me. That guy's got a knife. Yeah. They can't really do much to you. They can't prosecute you.
But if they have video, you're going to think, oh, this video shows everything, and they're going to tear that sucker apart. It's the same thing. And they are going to find every little thing.
So I got into a really bad car accident. Those of you that have been following me for a long time, you know that I deal with a lot of back pain and stuff. So as we were going through the lawsuit, which was several years and stuff, right? I am dealing with pain every day. I thought, you know what I should do? This will really help the court case and the jury and stuff. I'm going to keep a journal of every time I'm in pain. And you would even tell me, like, did you write in the journal? Did you do it today? Whatever.
80 million times a day.
And then our attorney, who's a great attorney here in Tampa, he said, are you keeping a journal? And I said, actually, I am. And he said, you lost it. And I said, what do you mean? Because in my mind, I'm thinking, what? It's in my freaking car, bro.
Didn't lose it.
And he's like, you lost it. It's gone. You lost it. You lost it. That's it. Are you listening to what I'm saying, Ryan? You lost it. And the reason he was saying that is because if you write that stuff down and then you forget a couple days, they're like, oh, you weren't in pain those days. Yeah. And they just hammer you with
They'll
that.
just use it against you. They'll figure out, and that's the thing, that they're professional at finding holes and stuff, and you think, you know,
to try to destroy you.
It's solid, and it's not. So go ahead, next question.
That's the last question. So let's see if there's any questions in the comments.
There was that guy's question that asked about, it said that he thinks we're like the perfect couple.
Okay, so I didn't have that in here because we kind of screwed some stuff up. But go ahead and say it.
Didn't.
Thanks, Orlando. We appreciate you. Orlando and his wife are a good couple.
Well, now, yes, Nene, Orlando and Nene. Okay, well, now I forgot the question, but he basically said, hey, I love your videos. You guys, you know, basically seem like you're such a great couple and you inspire me. And
he basically said, you know, what advice would you give me on being a good husband and being a good father?
Yes, that's what he said.
You know, it's really interesting because our niece is here visiting from Canada. And I say niece, but it's our nephew's girlfriend. Yeah. So she's part of the family. Yep. She's a niece now. Yep. But she said something yesterday. She said, you know,
we all went out shooting together.
Yeah. And we would spend a lot of time together. And she said, you have such a perfect family. And the reality is our family's pretty screwed up. The one thing that I would say that Tiffany and I do super well is that we work as a team. Yeah. And we really do understand that this isn't me against her. It really is a team kind of effort.
And we're not always a team. No. But when things get bad, we can always kind of pull it back and say, hey, wait a minute, we're fighting each other. And
just because we're stressed,
and
right?
Guess what? You got to fight enough people in the world. So let's not start fighting each other either. Let's get on one page again. We are a team. Let's fight for each other instead of fighting against each other. And we're good at kind of getting refocused. Were we always good at that? Hell no.
Yeah, see, at the gun store, you got to imagine, not only are we married, but we've also been entrepreneurs working together for our entire marriage.
And we've had multiple, like 10 plus businesses. So we've had a lot of failures, a lot of money problems.
Where one decision that I made, I literally lost $50,000 off one decision.
Exactly. So we've had a lot of ups and downs, and honestly, would have been divorced like 10 times over if we had the money to do it, 10 years ago, but we didn't. So we had to just stick it through. And then what we realized when we stuck it through is things got better. So then and we were actually really happy. So then the next time when things got rough again, we kind of could remember and say, hey, remember last time we actually hated each other? We thought we would never like each other again. There's no way in hell. And then we were best friends again. So this will happen again.
I wouldn't say best friends, but.
Stop it. But we're best friends. And, but we've been together for 17 years and we pick our battles. So I do not complain anymore. I used to complain all the time about Ryan leaving his socks, his underwear, his pants, his shirt, all on the floor. Like the laundry basket is right there, but he just takes it off and drops it. It drives me nuts. But every single morning.
I had to break her like a wild horse.
It took me about 10 years, but now I just pick it up when I make the bed every morning. I just pick up his stuff. I hang his pants. I just do it, and I just don't complain. And when I start to get a complaining attitude, I think I change my perspective and I say, thank you, God, that I have a husband that I can pick up his clothes and I have a bed to make. Because
honestly, if that's the worst thing that I do.
Well, I mean, you do a lot worse than that. Okay. But I'm just saying, those little things that used to make, those things used to put us in a fight. We could, if you're irritating each other. So,
I'm in a fight, I just ignore you.
Gosh.
Yeah.
So that's what we've learned what to do is to pick
the other big
battles.
thing that I would say that has been a major lesson for me is been to always apologize first. So it's really interesting. Do I do that?
You are getting so good at that. Yes.
So the bottom line is what you have to understand is that it is your fault as the man. Yeah. Whatever it is, it's your fault as the man. And whatever the hell's happening, you have to go apologize. We have friends that every time I meet with them, I can't even hang out with these people anymore. Because every time we're around them, they're always like, you said this, you did that, you did this, whatever.
And trying to get you, which side are you going to get on?
The question is not what did they do to you? It's what did you do? Hey, thanks, Angelo. What did you do? And then shut up and move on and fix it.
Wait, we'll go back to that. So, no, Tiff is not a saint, but I'm definitely better than Ryan. No, it's joking. So Ryan's gotten really good at apologizing, but I was going to go somewhere with that, but that guy's question. The guy who just donated, sorry.
Ruined it.
Yeah, here we go. So
Angelo, I got a question. I know you're not even allowed to have a gun in your car when you're on school property, but what if I mean at a police station, can I keep the gun in my car
or at a courthouse?
The answer, in my opinion, is no. So there is a statute, I don't have it in front of me, that says that you cannot have a firearm at a prison or a jail, even in the parking lot. And I'm pretty sure it says law enforcement station. So I would say keep it out. Just park somewhere else, just walk, because it is not worth it. What does this person say? Lynn, I find a lot of parallels between you guys and my relationship with my wife. Would you guys ever make any videos telling the stories about 10 plus videos? Yeah, so,
we actually want to.
With this new house, we're building a new house and we'll have a dedicated studio. So right now I have to set up and tear down all this crap and it's a freaking disaster.
Yeah.
So with the new house, I'll just be able to kind of go out there and talk. I want to do more kind of just motivational stuff. I truly believe that most people in life are missing out on life because they don't understand simple principles of life. The education system is designed to create employees, not entrepreneurs. And YouTube, I don't know what that means.
I don't know.
Yeah, so I really want to start teaching people more of the things that I learned. I was telling my nephew yesterday, my sister-in-law, so my nephew lives in Canada. I was talking to him, and my sister-in-law sent me a message and said, I don't know what you said to Austin, but he's always so pumped up after he leaves you. He feels like he can do anything. And all I do is share with him my mindset. And what I explained to him is that I wish I would have understood at a younger age. Understood at a younger age that success in life is guaranteed. Yeah. Success is guaranteed. And I'm not talking about this liberal bullshit where they're going to guarantee income, but being wealthy, making way more money than you need is guaranteed. Having good, positive relationships with your spouse is a guaranteed outcome. Having good relationships with your children is a guaranteed outcome if you follow the fundamentals. So just like we talk about in pistol shooting, right? If you follow the fundamentals of pistol shooting, you're going to be an amazing shooter because it's just like baking a recipe. You bake the recipe the right way, it's going to turn out amazing. But so long in my life, I was stressed. How stressed was I about business before?
Stressed, yeah. And then you didn't pour into relationships and stuff.
I didn't even enjoy the process. Whereas now, if I could go back, I would enjoy the process of the pain more. I would enjoy, you remember when our roof was leaking and we had fucking buckets and shit all around our house?
I remember. 5 buckets.
So I wish I would have enjoyed that knowing that it was going to be a lot better very soon.
Okay, Ryan.
So make sure you guys share this live stream. We're going to be giving away a bunch of free stuff. Share it. Let's get a bunch of people on here and let's give away some fun stuff. So what do you got first?
So first of all, before I do this, I want to say thank you to all of our supporters that gave tonight. We really appreciate you guys. Okay, first up is going to be this Olight keychain. Is it a keychain? Yes, it's a keychain flashlight.
Again, manual focus, Stephanie. Nobody can see it.
Manual focus. Okay, so all I need you to do is go OL or Olight in the comments, and Ryan is going to pick someone. So I'm going to let you guys comment Olight if you want to win the Olight.
Any comments? Nice flashlight. No comments. Which barrel?
Oh, perfect then.
Okay, Jim.
Answer a question.
While I'm waiting, I'm going to answer Jim's question. What length barrel for an AR-15 do you recommend? You know, it depends. 16 inches cool, 14.5 pinned with the welded flash suppressor. That makes it the 16 inch. So that's always the best in my opinion.
Yeah, but I mean, it depends what you want to do with it.
Sure.
But if you're just going to go out and have fun shooting and stuff, that longer barrel is going to give you more accuracy. So if you want to go, you know, shoot and kind of do some longer range stuff, it's better to have the longer barrel. If you're thinking for home defense, then maybe you might want to do the 14.5 with the pin barrel and just have a little bit shorter.
Or even a 10.
Yeah, or even a 10, exactly.
On brace, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see. Sport or long for accurate shots? I don't know.
Sport or long?
That.
Well, I don't know what your question is, but always longer barrel is going to give you.
Longer is always better.
Longer is always
better.
better.
Never had a woman complain.
No, stop.
Ready? Okay, B-Man. B-Man.
B-Man. Let me see the picture. Okay. So B-Man, all you have to do is email me at classes@tampacarry.com. So CLASSES@tampacarry.com and just say that you won the flashlight and give me your address and I'll send that to you.
Okay, what's next?
So next is going to be this cool t-shirt. So it's the one that I'm wearing. So if you're...
Can they pick men's or women's?
They're unisex.
Oh, unisex.
So
That's what that means?
I'm just wearing a size small. Yeah, it means a man or a woman can
Oh
wear
my
it.
gosh, you see that?
What? Stop!
No, there was a massive spider on you, Tiffany.
No, there's not.
There wasn't, I promise you.
Stop it.
We'll see it in the replay.
Are you serious?
Yes, it was an ant, not a spider, an ant.
An ant?
Yeah, but I grabbed your boob anyway just because I thought I'd go for it.
So this comes in, you can choose this one. So go ahead and put t-shirt while I explain it to you. This one you can choose in black, or I have the navy blue on, or there's also a heather gray. So when Ryan picks a winner, you can email me at classes@tampacarry.com, and then you can pick the size, which we sell from size small all the way up to 3XL, and then you can choose black, navy, or heather gray. What?
Adriani says, can you show us the inside of the shirt? What's inside of it? Or is that like a...
Oh, no, he's probably asking. I don't know. It's just a 100% cotton shirt. And then on the sleeve...
I think there was more perverted
okay.
aspect of that question.
On the sleeve, it says sheepdog with the American flag. Okay, go ahead and pick someone.
Okay, so there was an ant. Okay, I'm just keeping it real there.
Okay.
Oh, I can't pick that person. That person's already too heavily involved with us. We'll give it for free to that person. Okay, Steve Drake.
Okay, so Steve Drake, you won the t-shirt, so you can email me, classes@tampacarry.com. Navy blue, heather gray, or black, and then your size.
So
small.
it was Joe. It was Joe from Life in Perspective. So I picked you, but I can't pick you, bro. So
you shouldn't tell him that
no, Tiffany will give you a shirt. I picked you, but I got to pick somebody else too. So
that's fine. Okay.
Okay.
So now this is the really great thing. So this is going to come with Ryan's 21-day dry fire challenge. So you're going to have, 21 days of different, what's it called?
Dry fire drills?
Different drills. Sorry, I was tongue-tied. Different drills that you can try and practice at home. And this is the kit that's going to give you everything that you need to do it. You're going to get your dummy rounds. You're going to get your barrel block. You're going to get the workbook and some targets and a Brock string. So that's...
Type in 21-day dry fire challenge.
No, just do 21. Gosh.
Tiffany, what you don't understand, you got to understand. We got to have a freaking meeting about this.
Oh, my gosh.
When they type it into the comments, Google sees that thing and then ranks us.
Okay.
So why
21.
not get them to help us rank the course?
So you have to write 21-day
dry fire challenge
in order to win. If you wrote 21,
nobody cares.
Go back and write 21-day dry fire challenge.
Yes, because I'm giving away stuff for free. So you can help me with Google.
So go ahead and do that. This is a great kit, but this is the other thing that I'm going to tell you. Wait a minute before you pick someone, okay? You better do it, okay? Because I got your name and I got your email.
Is that a threat? This sounds like a threat. It sounds like an AOC threat.
This is a threat. Oh, AOC's got nothing on me.
She's got 50 million subscribers, followers, so she could destroy us.
I've got 0. Probably. Okay, so go ahead and pick someone, but I want you to do it, okay? So if you write 21-day dry fire challenge, you better do this, or else you better give it to somebody that's gonna do it.
Yeah. Okay.
Dun dun dun. Wait, pick somebody. Well, I was gonna say, okay, go.
What?
Nothing. Go ahead.
Member 0.
Member Zero.
Yeah, Member Zero.
Okay, Member Zero, email me at classes@tampacarry.com, classes@tampacarry.com, and just let me know that you won the 21-day dry fire challenge and give me your address. All right, Ryan, that is it this evening. We thank everybody for coming on. We'll be back next Monday. Remember that you can submit your questions, tampacarry.com/live, and if you submit a video question, you will be put into a special pile to win a t-shirt off our website. You can pick whatever one you want, and I'm telling you, there's probably only going to be 3 or 4 people that submit a question, so you got a really good chance to win. And I know everyone's leaving. Yeah, everyone's dropping off already. We thank you very much. We will see you next Monday. Out from Valrico.